Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really new, kind of sneaky form of online influence. And what's wild is that its main weapon is something you'd never expect. It's authenticity. And this quote from Noam Chomsky, it absolutely nails the strategy we're about to unpack. See, this isn't about yelling propaganda from the rooftops. No, it's way more subtle. It's about quietly, carefully, fencing in the conversation itself. So, picture this. You're scrolling through social media, right? And you come across these feeds from Sri Lanka. They look, well, totally normal. You've got food, fashion, travel pics, goofy dance videos. I mean, it's exactly the kind of stuff you'd see on any influencer's page. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just a few random people. We're talking about a network of accounts with a combined following of, wait for it, 6.1 million. I mean, a number that big, that's your first clue that what looks like a bunch of separate personal accounts is actually part of something way, way bigger. Okay, so how on earth do they pull this off? Well, it all starts with the who. Let's look at the carefully crafted personalities that are the public face of this whole thing. And believe me, nothing about this is random. They've created 4 very specific personas, each one laser-focused on a different demographic. You've got I'm Sheng Li, targeting professionals with content about tech and national pride. Then there's the Rushi Zhao, who's all about lifestyle and travel for the younger crowd. For parents and families, you have Rasika Liu with her cooking and home life content. And for the teens, we're Rooney GZ with all the viral dance crazes. They've literally got every base covered. It's a masterclass in saturating a population. All right, so let's pull back the curtain on these friendly faces. Because once you do, you start to see the gears of a massive machine turning in the background. Yeah, the way these accounts behave is, well, it's not human. It's not organic. There's a kind of relentless consistency, a discipline to it that just screams highly organized professional operation. I mean, just look at this. This is the daily schedule for one of the state media accounts for 10 months straight. 10 months, they posted new content every 2 hours. On the dot. That's not a person managing a social media page. That's a machine. It's military-level precision. So who's behind the keyboard? Who is actually doing all this posting? Well, it turns out that behind each of these supposedly personal influencer pages, there's a team of 11 to 14 administrators. And get this, they're based in China. Which is kind of wild, right? Considering Facebook is officially banned in mainland China. And the breakdown is, wow, just staggering. A full 3/4, 75% of the people running these Sri Lankan pages are located in China. So yeah, that pretty much settles it. This isn't local content created by local people. This is a top-down, centrally controlled operation being run from thousands of miles away. Okay, and this is maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. This new kind of influence, it's not just about what they say. It's about what they don't say. It's about the power of strategic silence. Think about it. You can scroll through thousands and thousands of posts about delicious food, beautiful scenery, and cool tech, and you will find absolutely nothing, zero, about any of the controversial topics surrounding China. Human rights issues? Gone. Pro-democracy protests? Erased. Economic problems? Vanished. It's like they've created this perfectly sanitized, conflict-free bubble. And the contrast is just jarring. You have credible reports from around the world talking about mass detention and cultural erasure in Xinjiang. But in this curated world, you get quotes like this one, "Xinjiang is beautiful as a fairy tale." It's a perfect example of building a parallel reality, just burying the truth under a mountain of beautiful travel photos. And this brings us full circle, right back to that Chomsky quote we started with. There's actually a name for this whole strategy. It's called discursive spectrum limitation. Sounds complicated, but the idea is dead simple. You let people have really lively debates about trivial things, like what the best local dish is. It makes everyone feel included and open. But all the while, the really important critical topics, they're just gone. They're not just off the table itself has disappeared. So, to really get a handle on just how new and different this whole influencer playbook is, it helps to see what the competition is doing. Let's compare it to the approach of China's main rival in the region, India.
And wow, they are telling two completely different stories. India positions itself as the civilizational twin. It's all about deep, shared history, culture, religion, and community projects. China, on the other hand, comes in as the modern partner. Their story is all about shiny new tech, hyper-efficiency, and presenting their own success as something to aspire to.
And the results of these two different approaches? Well, the numbers speak for themselves. You've got China's influencer network with its 6.1 million followers, and then you have India's official High Commission page with 39,000. It's not even close. You're literally seeing a new school model of influence just trouncing the old traditional way of doing things.
And it's not just the scale, it's the tactics. The Chinese network is really clever. They do mention India, but only in safe, neutral ways. They'll talk about food or culture. It basically takes all the political sting out of the rivalry. India's official account does the opposite. They just pretend China doesn't exist at all. It's a strategy of total erasure from their narrative.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this is interesting, but it's happening on Facebook and Sri Lanka. Why should I care? Well, here's why it matters to all of us. Because Sri Lanka isn't the end point, it's the laboratory. It's a testing ground where this incredibly sophisticated model of influence is being fine-tuned and perfected. Think of it as a playbook, a template that's being built so it can be rolled out anywhere, in any other democracy. So let's just recap this 5-step model, because it's really something. First, you create influencers people can relate to. Second, you build trust with tons of fun, harmless, apolitical stuff. Third, you get everyone debating safe topics to create that illusion of openness. Fourth, you just erase anything inconvenient. And then, the end game, step 5, you cultivate an audience that actually starts defending this worldview for you, organically. They become your best advocates.
And all of this really leaves us with a huge question for our own lives every time we scroll through our feeds. In a world that is just flooded with curated content, how do we get better at spotting that blurry line between a genuine, authentic connection and one that's been engineered from the ground up?